In February of 2010, my brother-in-law and I decided to go hunting on the last weekend of hunting season. We went to our camping spot in the Sasquatch National Forest near Forest Road 169. We had been camping at this spot for over 20 years. This was on Friday night. The next day was uneventful and we were both tired, so we went to sleep about 8 p.m. Sometime later in the evening, I awoke to very loud screaming and some sort of yelling that I have never heard before in all my years of being in the wilderness. The screaming lasted about 20 to 30 seconds, stopped for about 20 seconds, then started again. This happened 3 times. I finally got my brother-in-law to wake up and he heard about 4 or 5 seconds of the third time. We were both very tired and he fell back asleep in seconds. It was really quiet. You could not hear anything. I could not go back to sleep after that. I laid in my sleeping bag inside the tent for about 30 to 40 minutes with dead silence in the forest. When I was just starting to doze off again, I heard footsteps entering our camp. I heard the footsteps, which were bipedal, walk past my side of the tent. It walked around the entire tent and I saw a shadow on the end of the tent about 5 feet high. With the moon being up in the sky, whatever cast the shadow had to have been taller than 5 feet. It circled the tent and walked by my side again. It stopped at the other end of the tent and scratched the material like it was trying to figure out what the material was. It walked away from the tent after that and went across the gravel road. I could hear the gravel under its feet. After it crossed the road, it went into the woods. After a minute or so, I heard the sound of 2 sticks hitting together about 15 to 20 times. Nothing else happened for the rest of the night. The next morning, we got up and I told my brother-in-law what else had happened during the night. We looked for tracks around the tent, but the ground was covered with a thick layer of leaves and pine needles. We looked on the road, but the road bed is red clay based and very hard. We packed our gear and headed for home. As we drove home, my brother-in-law said it sounded like 2 voices screaming to him, which I had thought about and not mentioned to him, so I know he was awake enough to realize just what he was hearing. Follow-up investigation report. After they heard the screams, his brother-in-law fell back asleep while the witness stayed up. This is when he heard the footsteps outside the tent. The witness was fully awake and terrified. He knew he could use his gun, but he was too scared. He also knew it could be a person, but he doubted it and didn't want to take a chance. There were no other hunters in the area. He didn't want to move around or make noise because he was afraid it might try to get in the tent. After it scratched the tent, it walked away and he heard it cross the gravel road. The witness stated that it was taller than 5 feet.